Why do I struggle to ask for what I want? Hi, it's Rebel Black here from The Rural Woman, and this is a big one for me. I was doing some personal development work this morning, and oh my goodness, that little aha moment of unlock occurred for me, and it was around the fact that I was really struggling to ask for what I wanted and needed. Now, that might seem weird given that I've been in business for 15 years, that I have a really fantastic life, that I've got lots of things around me all the time that are beautiful and fantastic, that I'm still struggling with this inner fear, inner resistance to asking for what I really want and need. And there's two things that I realised. One was that I hadn't forgiven some of the stories from my history around being told no, being rejected, not getting what it was that I wanted and needed and had asked for, being yelled at for asking for what I wanted, being told that I was being greedy, all the negative stuff that I still had some fairly, bristling layers sitting around that. So I did some forgiveness work. So I can highly recommend that when you're trawling back through those negative memories, or as those negative memories come up for you before you're going to ask for what it is that you want, or as you're contemplating even asking for what you want, that you apply the virtue of forgiveness. It is seriously such a powerful thing, and the most simple way that I've found to really tap into the power of forgiveness is to get out a pen and paper and do two things. One is to write down the words, even though this happened, so ... whatever, fill in the blanks. I forgive the person or yourself, and I let it go now. And I write that down. I write it down dozens and dozens of times until I'm just purged of all the things around that particular topic that I need to. And this morning for me, it was around that I didn't know what I wanted or needed, that I was struggling to ask for what I wanted and needed, and that I had all these old stories around when I had asked for what I wanted and needed, I was rejected or yelled at or made to feel bad or whatever. So that's the first thing, write it all down. The second is that I apply some EFT or emotional freedom technique, the tapping, and I just use it in the same way. So I will tap on all of the points for myself around forgiveness. So I will do, for instance, that even though someone rejected me when I asked for help, I forgive them and I let it go now. Even though I was feeling bad, even though that person made me feel bad by saying no when I asked them for something that I really wanted and needed, I forgive that person and I let it go now. Even though I allowed myself to feel bad when someone rejected me, I forgive myself and I let it go now. And so I will just tap through all of those points, and it creates the activity in your body to move the forgiveness at a different level. So it takes it to that next level. And of course, as human beings, we're learning in all different ways. We're sensory beings, so we're not just learning in one way, not just the writing way. We want to take it in. Even sometimes, if I'm not doing the tapping, I'll just read out what I've written over and over again until I feel it in my body. So the second thing, when I had my stuff come up this morning around the fear of asking for what I wanted and needed, so I first applied forgiveness to all of those old stories, and then the second thing was that I actually decided that I would get very clear on what it was that I wanted and needed, because sometimes we're asking for things that we want and need, or we're not even sure what it is that we want or need. And so what I did was to again take a clean sheet of paper, and I just wrote at the top of the heading, what is it that I want and need, and then secondly, what am I going to ask for today? So I wasn't just allowing this to be work that kind of, is all woo-woo and makes me feel good in the moment, but that actually gives me some action to take forward into my day so that I start to immediately overcome this limiting belief. It's really important. The being is so important in our life. We are human beings, not human doings. But you cannot make progress in your life without taking action. So the two things that I'm always focusing on in personal development is who am I being, and peeling back those onion layers of things that are holding me back from being the truth of who I am and really showing up 100%. So today it was the layer of I don't know how to ask for what I want and need. And then the second is what action am I going to take in order that I can take progress towards being more of who I am. So obviously there was the forgiveness work, and that's really important for peeling back the layers. And then the second is the doing work out into the world. So it's the inner work and the outer work. And the two of those are really powerful. So I'd encourage you, no matter what your limiting belief is, whether it's the same as mine, that you have a fear around asking for what you want and need, or whether you've got others, we've got hundreds and hundreds of them. So it's just to expose what it is. So be genuinely open to finding out what the limiting beliefs are that you have in your life, and then being genuinely open to healing those, taking action to heal those, and then being able to implement that beautiful healing inner work that you've done into your outer world so that you can live the most incredible life and bloom where you are planted.